All right, let's dive into prepping for a furniture finisher interview.
Sounds good.
We've got some awesome resources from RoleCatcher. Their career guide and interview guide.
Oh, yeah, those are really useful.
They are. We're going to equip you with the knowledge and strategies to totally ace that interview. Not just get through it, but totally ace it.
Yeah, you know what's really exciting about this field is that it kind of blends artistic vision with these practical skills.
Yeah.
It's not just about knowing how to sand and stain. You're transforming wood into a piece of art.
Totally.
And the demand for handcrafted furniture is booming right now. So this is a career path with some real potential.
For sure. Okay, so let's paint a picture. What does a furniture finisher actually do? The career guide says they're transforming plain wooden surfaces into stunning pieces.
Right.
Using techniques like sanding, cleaning, polishing.
Yeah.
And it even mentions that they're carefully selecting protective and decorative finishes to bring out the wood's natural beauty.
Yeah. Exactly. So the furniture finisher is responsible for the final look and feel of the piece.
Yeah.
They make sure it not only looks amazing, but it also can handle wear and tear.
For sure. Okay, let's get to the interview questions.
Yeah.
RoleCatcher's interview guide gives us 10 common questions. We're going to break down one by one.
Okay.
First up, how did you develop your skills in furniture finishing?
Ooh.
Okay, let's unpack this. What are they really looking for here?
I think this question is your chance to showcase your passion and dedication. They want to see this isn't just a job for you. It's something you actually love doing.
Yeah.
So think back to your earliest experiences with woodworking.
Okay.
Did you have a mentor? Maybe a family member who showed you the ropes? Were there any personal projects that pushed you to learn new techniques?
So it's about painting a picture of your journey with furniture finishing.
Exactly.
Those moments that kind of sparked your interest and shaped your skills.
Yeah.
Like maybe you spent hours in your grandpa's workshop as a kid, fascinated by how he could restore an old chair to his former glory.
That's a great example. It shows a genuine interest and willingness to learn. But be ready for some follow-up questions. They might ask you about specific challenges you've overcome, your favorite finishing techniques, maybe even the types of wood you enjoy working with the most.
Okay, good to know. Next question. Can you describe your experience with different types of finishes?
Right.
Now, I know the basics, but I'm guessing they're looking for more than just, I've used lacquer before.
Absolutely. This is where you demonstrate your depth of knowledge.
Yeah.
Think about specific projects where you use different finishes, like lacquers, varnishes, stains. Explain why you chose a particular finish for that project. What techniques you use to achieve that desired result.
Okay, let's say you were refinishing an antique dresser.
Okay.
Could you talk about how you chose a specific type of stain, like to highlight the wood grain while preserving the antique patina?
Yeah.
Maybe mention any challenges you faced, like achieving a consistent color across different wood species.
Exactly. That shows that you understand the nuances of different finishes and how to choose the right one for the job.
Okay.
Plus, mentioning challenges and how you overcame them demonstrates problem-solving skills.
Right. Always a plus. Okay, moving on to question 3. How do you ensure the safety of yourself and others while working with finishing materials? This seems pretty straightforward. Wear a mask, gloves, all that jazz, but is there more to it?
There definitely is. Safety is super important in this field, and interviewers want to see that you take it seriously.
Yeah.
So don't just list the basic precautions. Demonstrate a deeper understanding of safety protocols.
Okay.
Talk about specific measures you take, like ensuring proper ventilation, handling hazardous materials responsibly, and maintaining a clean and organized workspace.
You know, the career guide actually mentions this. Furniture finishers work with chemicals that can be harmful if not handled properly.
Right.
So maybe mentioning specific safety training you've received, like OSHA certifications.
That could really make an impression. It shows you're not just knowledgeable about safety procedures, but proactive about protecting yourself and others.
Okay, next question. Have you ever had to troubleshoot a finishing problem? Can you describe the issue and how you resolved it? Now, we've all had our DIY disasters, but how do we turn this into a winning interview story?
Well, this question's all about showcasing your critical thinking and problem-solving abilities.
Okay.
Think of a time when you faced a genuine finishing challenge, like maybe uneven coating, bubbling, or discoloration.
Yeah.
And then walk them through your process, how you diagnosed the problem, what resources you consulted, and the steps you took to resolve it.
For example, maybe you were applying a lacquer finish and it started to orange peel. You know, that bumpy texture that just won't smooth out.
Oh, yeah.
Could you talk about how you adjusted your spraying technique, the environmental conditions, Maybe even the lacquer itself?
That's a great example. It shows you can analyze a situation, identify potential causes, experiment with different solutions to achieve the desired outcome.
Okay, question 5. How do you ensure that the finished product meets the client's expectations?
All right.
This seems like it's all about communication, right?
It absolutely is. Interviewers want to see that you understand the importance of clear communication, active listening, collaboration with clients.
Okay.
So describe your process for ensuring client satisfaction. Do you start with detailed consultations to understand their vision? Do you provide samples or mock-ups to get their approval before you begin?
So it's not just about following instructions blindly.
Right.
It's about working with the client to achieve their desired outcome. Maybe you could share a time when you went above and beyond, like you researched historical finishing techniques to match a specific antique finish they were looking for.
That's a perfect example. It shows your dedication to quality, your willingness to go the extra mile, your ability to turn a client's vision into reality.
All right, let's tackle question 6.
Yeah.
How do you stay up to date with new finishing techniques and materials?
Ooh, good one.
I know this field is constantly evolving, but how do we show we're not stuck in the past?
This is your chance to highlight your passion for learning and professional development.
Okay.
Be specific about how you stay informed.
Okay.
About new trends, techniques, materials. Do you subscribe to industry publications, attend workshops or conferences, experiment with new products?
The career guide actually mentions the importance of continuous learning in this field.
Yeah, for sure.
It highlights how new materials and techniques are constantly being developed, so employers are looking for those individuals who are committed to staying ahead of the curve.
Right. And mentioning specific examples shows you're truly engaged in that process.
Yeah.
Maybe you recently attended a workshop on water-based finishes, or you're experimenting with a new type of eco-friendly stain.
Right. All right, we're on a roll.
Yeah.
Let's dive into question 7. How do you ensure the quality and consistency of your finishes? This seems pretty fundamental, but I'm guessing there's a right way and a wrong way to answer this one.
Definitely. This question's about showcasing your attention to detail, your commitment to quality, and your systematic approach.
Yeah.
Don't just say, I'm careful.
Right.
Describe your process for ensuring consistency. Do you have a dedicated workspace with controlled temperature and humidity? Do you use specific measuring tools to ensure accurate mixing ratios? Do you meticulously inspect each layer of finish for imperfections?
The career guide mentions how crucial it is for furniture finishers to maintain a clean and organized workspace.
Oh, for sure.
Could we tie that into this question? Explain how a tidy workspace helps avoid contamination and ensures a smooth, consistent finish.
That's a great point. It shows you understand the connection between a well-maintained workspace and the quality of your work.
Okay, we've covered 7 questions so far. Feeling confident already.
I hope so. We've tackled some tough ones, but remember, these are just examples.
Right.
The RoleCatcher's interview guide goes into even more detail. It provides insights into what interviewers are really looking for and potential follow-up questions.
And that's not all.
Yeah.
We've barely scratched the surface of the career guide. There's so much more to explore, like the different career stages, specialization options, and even the pros and cons of the job.
Exactly. We'll dive into those aspects later.
Okay.
But first, let's talk about something that can truly give you an edge in your interview prep. RoleCatcher's AI-powered tools.
Ooh.
Imagine having an AI that can analyze the specific job description you're applying for and help you tailor your answers to highlight the skills and experience that are most relevant to that role.
That sounds incredible. It's like having a personal interview coach in your pocket.
Yeah.
But hold on, we're running out of time for part 1. We'll pick up right where we left off in part 2. Delving deeper into those AI tools and unpacking the rest of those interview questions. See you soon.
Sounds good. It really is like having a personal coach in your pocket. RoleCatcher's AI can analyze job descriptions and help you tailor your answers to highlight the specific skills and experiences employers are looking for.
That's a game changer. Especially for someone like me who sometimes overthinks things. Having that extra guidance can really boost your confidence going into an interview. But speaking of confidence, let's tackle another question that often trips people up. Can you describe a time when you had to work within a tight deadline?
Ooh, yeah, that's a good one.
So,
This question is all about showcasing your ability to handle pressure, prioritize tasks, and manage your time effectively. And remember, it's not about bragging about pulling all-nighters. It's about demonstrating your problem-solving skills and your ability to deliver high-quality work even under pressure.
it's more about the strategy, the process, how you approach a challenge, rather than just the sheer number of hours you put in.
Exactly. The interviewer wants to see that you can assess a situation, break it down into manageable steps, and find creative solutions to meet deadlines without sacrificing quality. So think about a specific project where you faced a tight deadline, maybe a rush order for a client's special event, or a last-minute design change that required you to adjust your workflow.
Okay, let's say you were working on a custom-built bookshelf for a client, and they suddenly decided they needed it a week earlier than planned. Instead of panicking, you could talk about how you reassessed the project timeline, identified critical tasks, and maybe even brought in an extra pair of hands to help you meet that deadline.
That's a great example. It shows that you can think on your feet, adapt to changing circumstances, and even delegate tasks effectively when needed. And speaking of delegation, let's transition to another question that focuses on interpersonal skills. How do you handle constructive criticism from supervisors or clients?
Oh, this one always makes me a little nervous. Nobody likes to hear criticism, even if it's meant to be helpful. But I guess in a field like furniture finishing, where precision and attention to detail are paramount, feedback is crucial, right?
Absolutely. It's how we grow and improve. This question is about showcasing your maturity, your professionalism, and your willingness to learn. Remember, the interviewer isn't looking for someone who's never made a mistake. They're looking for someone who can accept feedback gracefully, use it to refine their skills, and become an even better craftsperson.
So instead of getting defensive or making excuses, we should frame our answer around our growth mindset and our willingness to learn from our mistakes.
Exactly. You could even share a specific anecdote about a time when you received constructive criticism, how you initially felt about it, and then the steps you took to address the feedback and improve your work.
Okay. Maybe a supervisor pointed out that your sanding technique wasn't consistent and you realize you were rushing through certain areas. You could talk about how you took that feedback to heart, practiced your sanding technique, and now consistently achieve smoother finishes.
That's a perfect example. It shows that you're humble, willing to learn, and committed to continuous improvement. And speaking of teamwork and continuous improvement, let's delve into a question that really emphasizes the collaborative nature of furniture finishing. Can you describe a time when you had to troubleshoot a finishing problem with a team?
Now, this is interesting because it's not just about solving a problem, it's about solving it together. Furniture finishing often involves multiple people working together, especially on larger or more complex projects.
Exactly. This question is all about showcasing your communication skills, your ability to collaborate effectively, and your willingness to contribute to a collective solution. Think of a specific instance where you and your team faced a challenging finishing problem.
Okay, let's say you were working on a large dining table with intricate inlays, and you were having trouble achieving a consistent stain color across all the different wood species. Could you talk about how you gathered the team, analyzed the properties of each wood type, experimented with different staining techniques, and ultimately found a solution that resulted in a beautiful, cohesive finish?
That's a fantastic example. It shows that you can leverage the collective knowledge and skills of your team to overcome obstacles and achieve exceptional results. And speaking of exceptional results, this reminds me of a key insight from RoleCatcher's Career Guide. It highlights the importance of documentation and record keeping in furniture finishing.
Well, that's a great point. It might not seem as glamorous as the actual finishing process, but meticulously documenting your materials, techniques, and troubleshooting steps can save you a lot of headaches down the road, especially when you're trying to replicate a specific finish or troubleshoot a similar problem in the future.
Exactly. And it shows employers that you're organized, detail-oriented, and committed to quality control, which are all highly valued traits in this field.
All right, so we've covered a lot of ground today, from the basics of furniture finishing to those tricky interview questions. But we haven't even touched on the fascinating career insights that RoleCatcher's Career Guide provides. There's a whole section on career stages, outlining how responsibilities and skills evolve over time, from entry-level to senior positions.
It's really interesting to see how this career path can unfold. At the entry level, you might be assisting senior finishers, learning the ropes, and focusing on mastering those fundamental techniques. But as you gain experience and progress to a junior level, you'll start taking on more independent projects, making decisions about materials and finishes, and even mentoring newer team members.
And as you reach that senior level, you might find yourself leading teams, managing projects, collaborating with designers and clients, and even developing new finishing techniques or processes. The possibilities are endless.
What's fascinating is how this field can be both a stable career path and a springboard for entrepreneurial ventures. You might start as an apprentice, gain experience in a workshop, and eventually open your own studio, specializing in a particular type of finishing or catering to a niche market.
It's inspiring to see that furniture finishing isn't just a job. It's a craft that can evolve into a fulfilling and multifaceted career. But before we get too carried away with our future plans, I think we're running out of time for part 2.
We'll pick up right where we left off in part 3, exploring those career insights in more detail and diving back into how RoleCatcher's AI tools can help you prepare for every step of your furniture finishing journey.
Stay tuned. Welcome back to our deep dive. We've been talking all about furniture finishing, from those essential techniques to navigating the interview process, and even exploring those different career paths you can take.
Yeah, it's a really exciting field with a lot of potential.
Definitely. And we've touched on these AI-powered tools from RoleCatcher. Can you remind us how these tools can help us really stand out and prepare for our interviews?
Absolutely. It's like having this personalized career coach in your pocket. The AI can analyze job descriptions, identify your strengths and weaknesses, and even give you targeted feedback to really help you shine.
So it's not just about having those skills, but knowing how to showcase them.
Exactly. Let's say you're applying for a job that needs experience with lacquer finishes. The AI can scan your resume and application, see if you've got that experience, and suggest how to highlight those skills.
That's doing the work for you. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it really takes the guesswork out of it.
It does. You know, one thing that makes me nervous is that fear of drawing a blank during an interview.
Oh, yeah.
What if I forget something important or just freeze up?
That's a common fear, but RoleCatcher's AI can actually help with that. Their platform has this mock interview feature.
Oh, wow.
You can practice answering those common interview questions and get instant feedback from the AI.
So cool.
It analyzes your responses for clarity, conciseness, relevance, and it even gives you suggestions for improvement.
It's like having a virtual interview coach anytime you need it.
Exactly.
Wow. You know, the career guide talked about some pros and cons of being a furniture finisher. It wasn't all sunshine and roses, right?
Well, every job has its challenges. The guide mentioned working with those chemicals and dust.
Right.
Can be hazardous if you don't take the proper precautions.
Yeah. And they mentioned the physical demands, like if you're moving those big, heavy pieces of furniture.
Yeah, for sure. But these can be managed with the right training, safety gear, and those good ergonomic practices.
Totally. And, you know, I think those challenges are part of what make the job so rewarding.
Yeah.
You're working with your hands, creating something beautiful and tangible, and there's that real sense of accomplishment when you see a project through from start to finish.
Absolutely. And the career guide highlights the creative side of it, too.
Yeah.
Furniture finishers get to collaborate with designers, with clients, and bring those artistic visions to life.
I love that. It's a real mix of artistry, craftsmanship, problem solving. It's got it all.
It does, and there's so many ways you can specialize. You could restore antiques, focus on modern techniques, even develop your own unique style.
Okay, wow. So as we wrap up this deep dive, I'm feeling really inspired. We've covered so much. The techniques, the career paths, that interview process, and even what to expect on the job.
Yeah, we've really gone in depth.
We have. And we talked about those amazing resources from RoleCatcher.
Yeah.
Especially those AI-powered tools to help you stand out and get that dream job in furniture finishing.
For sure.
But even with all the resources and tech out there, don't forget your passion for the craft. That's what will really make you stand out in an interview.
Absolutely. Passion goes a long way.
So go out there, embrace that passion, use what we've learned today, and create your own success story.
I love that.
And don't forget to check out RoleCatcher. It's an awesome tool to guide you through your career journey.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep creating.